Hey, good morning. My name is Zane, and I'm doing this because there's a need for it. Uh, I had this problem over Martin Luther King weekend. My front window started leaking onto my bed. My wife and I were out camping in the foothills of San Diego County, and with the high winds we were having in the desert, as well as the rain coming down, it just forced its way in. So got a problem, got to fix it. Went on YouTube like we all do to see if there was something covering truck campers. There wasn't anything that had good information. So I said, okay, I'll make a video about it. So here I am. I got my 1996 camper. I took it off the Tundra, which is what I pulled around with, and I'm ready to go. I'll show first some of the products that I'm going to be using. I researched everything. I've been restoring an old motorhome, so I know some of it. But the truck camper front window, I wanted to make sure I was doing the right thing. So that's where I am. Let's go over and show you some of the products. Okay, got my table set up here in my driveway. Got a couple things to show you here. First thing is a typical putty that everybody uses. Okay, this is what you use, on certain things, but not in everything. And definitely don't want to use it on your front window when you have high pressure wind and rain trying to intrude into your RV, as well as you have a big sun episode with it hitting all the time on that window. This stuff is just basically plumber's putty. Okay, so it's not very good. Okay, so what you want to use is this butyl tape. Okay, and this is actually cheaper than the putty. Here you go. Kind of looks like the putty. It's kind of gray in look, but the difference is it's got a different consistency. It's kind of sticky. It's really pliable. It doesn't fall apart like the putty. Okay, and it won't squeeze out under the temperatures that you have up on that front window. Okay, so this is what they recommend, and you don't need any more than 3/4 of an inch, they tell me. So that's what I got. Okay, it's like $9 a roll, I think, at my local RV place. So that's it, butyl tape for that. I'm also gonna use the putty, but it's only gonna be on when I replace the LED lights in the front. Also, ProFlex. Okay, ProFlex is a product that is for vertical surfaces. Okay, it's not your self-leveling stuff. I get the clear because I don't want to see it. Unfortunately, California, like they do all the time, is they've banned it. Okay, for no reason at all. Typical carb, environmental California. So you might be able to get it on Amazon and have it shipped, but probably not. My RV store says they just can't get it anymore. So ProFlex, good stuff. I've been using it on my remodel. Luckily I have a whole bunch of tubes of it, so I'm going to be using that as well. You need obviously some putty knives, a knife blade, some tools. I have my Makita driver, and I'll be using that as well. Okay, I'm in the inside of my camper, up on the bed here. I've taken the bed, removed it, because it was wet, so I had to do that. But why am I in here? Most of your RV windows are a sandwich type construction. That means there's a trim piece on the inside that needs to come off before you can remove the window from the outside. Pretty simple to do, but there's a million little screws that go all the way around. Definitely helps having some power tools. Be careful, don't lose the screws and don't strip them. They're not very good quality usually. So remove those, remove the trim piece, and then go outside and I'll show you what we're going to do there. Okay, back outside, I've taken off the inside trim piece. And I actually loosened up the window. It was very easy to kind of pop it a little bit from the top. The bottom seemed to be stuck more than the top did. So I got to get up on my platform here and pull the rest of it off. I don't think I'm going to actually have to use the blade to cut around the putty. I think I can just pull the whole thing off. We'll see how that goes, and we'll bring it down and take a look at it. But just a tip, you know, I don't get paid any promotion in any products. I don't do that. But the scaffolding that I got is a rolling scaffolding. I bought it when I started working on my RV motorhome that I'm rebuilding. It's perfect for what I need on the motorhome and for this. It was like 60 bucks at Lowe's. You know, I looked at all the ones at Home Depot, Harbor Freight. This seemed to be just the right size. It folds up, it has wheels, locks in place. It works really good. So, in fact, when I had to get a little higher on my motorhome, because it's a motorhome, I just put a ladder on top. I put some posts around the outside to kind of give protection and wired them in place with some straps. So it worked out pretty good there. So let's get up and take a look at this and see if I can pull this whole thing off. Boy, it's got some, looks like silicone around the outside. That's just like a rubber band. It is really sticky, but it comes off really easy, which is what I want to do. I'll have to get a putty knife and get the rest. You know what? The bottom looks good. Little bit of moisture on this one corner here, so definitely this has been leaking a little bit here. It's a little dark up here. Yeah, you can see moisture has been gathering in here. That could be coming from one of these vents, one of these lights here. Okay, let's take a look at it here. This is what it looks like. I don't like that. You know what? This window's loose there. That might be also part of my leaking. Okay, this window is placed in there, and it could very well be that it's water's intruding in behind the glass through the front of the window, not so much through the outside here. So we'll take care of both of those as we go, I think. Got some window tint on there. I use Reflectix to kind of protect it a little bit. A lot of heat build up there, and cold and everything else when you're sleeping on the front of the cab. I'm going to clean this up, take off all the caulking around the outside. The putty that they use, I'm going to remove all that and basically just get it all good to go to be able to be put back on. This putty comes off pretty easy. Okay. Also, something I do is I also keep this tilted backwards in the wintertime when I'm here in my driveway. If it's on my truck, I put a couple blocks under the front wheels of the truck so the water runs off to the back. And now that I've had it the last few weeks since Martin Luther King in the driveway without the truck, I use a couple blocks on top of my sawhorses in the front to make the front a little bit higher than the back, so that when it rains a little bit or the morning, dew runs off the back. So I think that's a good policy to do. By the way, saw on the Lance page, somebody did this and I thought it was a great idea. Since I'm using a newer truck with an old Lance, the sides of the new trucks don't match up to the depth of the base of the camper. So you have to build up the floor of your truck so that the camper doesn't sit on the side rails of your truck. And no problem there. I got some 2x4s. I've used some construction brackets to kind of hold them to the sides of the camper, and it leaves a little space underneath, and that space is great for putting some sawhorses. So I got some Lowe's folding sawhorses. I think they're rated for 1,000 pounds each, somewhere in there, which is good because you're still using your jacks. And oh yeah, this putty right here is totally gone where it's sealed. Right on that one corner. That was the corner that was leaking there. Oh my goodness. And it's really hardened. But yeah, I use those sawhorses. And back here, after drying a little bit, the window's pretty good, ready to go. I am going to use a little brake cleaner and a rag to wipe around the lip surface that goes flush against the camper siding, just to make sure that any of the extra putty is clean and it's going to adhere the new butyl rubber there. I think that's an important thing. I know a lot of them, they want to make it perfectly clean. I don't think you need it perfectly clean, but I think you need to scrape off the majority of it and then use the brake clean. So that's what I'm going to do there. So I'm carefully placing that butyl tape around the outside. It's just the right width, so it didn't have to overlap. I notice on YouTube the people that are using the putty tape, they're having to overlap it and run it up the inside, which doesn't do anything at all. So this is looks like the right thing to do here. And I tried to do the overlap at the very corner bottom. Okay. There we go. This is a big roll. Looks like it could do a couple windows here. So that's good stuff. Now I'm just going to kind of press it down a little bit so that it kind of doesn't want to fall out when I lift it up and put it in place. I don't want to do too much pushing. Just don't want it to fall. Only in San Diego can you be here in the middle of winter sweating. Oh my goodness. You know, 1 week ago, lots of rain. Now it's mid 70s. It's hot in the driveway. Had to change my shirt to a white shirt, shorts, and a hat because it's so hot. So there we go. Hey, looks like it's good to go. I'm going to put it up there. I don't think you want to see that, but I'll show you a little bit later after I got it in place. Okay, I got my 3M window weld, super fast urethane ready to go. It's got to be good stuff because it's got NASCAR performance written right on it. So we'll see how that goes. And they said it was clear, but you know what? It's black, which makes sense because the original was black as well. So see how this goes. It's pretty thick. This is kind of almost like a silicone. smells really bad. I'm not worried about any excess because, you know, it's a window I didn't even look out, so I'd rather have more than not enough. I did read the instructions with my bad eyes, and it says that um, um, to put extra down, okay? Put plenty down, and it'll squeeze out, no big deal. I have so much left here, I think I'm going to use this also for sealing around where that gasket was, because I think this is probably a lot better than Proflex being a urethane. I know in construction urethanes last like 50 years, so I think it'll be good. We'll get the window here. And they said don't even worry about if there's a little residue left. I did find out that I have a crack in the window, but it's only on the inside, I think it is. So I'm not worried about it. Double paned. Oh yeah, that went down really nice. It's holding pretty good there. You know that? Yeah. Yeah, baby. Looks good. You can see that it's all covered and the caulking is squeezed out and there's no air in those areas, so that's good to go. Let's go get that caulk around the outside. You really can't smooth out urethane, but like I said, it's on the outside. Who's going to see this way on top? It's mainly got to keep the moisture out. Oh yeah, this is going down really good. I'm trying to squeeze this in here and fill in that cavity that's right between the edges of the window. have a little more gap over here in the edges than I had on the top and bottom. Go up here. I don't know if I should do that or not. Nasty stuff, guys. Nasty, nasty stuff. I'm looking to see if I have any voids. Okay. Hate this stuff. Okay. Typical urethane. Nasty, nasty, nasty. There you go. I used almost all that tube. Only had a little bit left. Maybe a 2-inch up here left. So expensive, right stuff to use. 3M window weld super fast urethane. 08609 NASCAR performance. Hey guys, hey, final day of this. Yesterday had a little setback having to reset the glass into the window frame. Reading the instructions, going online, found out it takes about 8 hours for it to set up. So I'm going to go check it now, and then I'm going to caulk around the outside frame, which you should always do. But before you do that, you need to trim the excess putty, which in my case is butyl rubber that's been squeezed out. I had an old ProFlex tube that I've had to cut off the top farther. It's not going to look pretty, guys, but it'll get the job done. And I hate to throw away ProFlex since you can't buy it here in the communist state of California anymore. So I'm using what I have. So there you go. Good luck with your repairs on all your front windows, guys. Make sure you seal it good. Keep that water intrusion out. Bye. Talk to you later.